Dana White Contender Series 2025, Week 2. I wanted to wait and do this video till after weigh-ins and face-offs, and I am glad I did. So we're going to break down these fights real quick, and we're going to give you a special about our $5 play on Tuesday, but let's get into it. Let's start, blow the screen up a little bit. Let's start with Tommy Cuozzi. I heard her pronounce both this week. I'm going with Cuozzi because that's how she said it at face-offs. Okay, impressive record, and I know that you can only fight who they put in front of you, but I've watched this guy's fights. He has not faced a lot of adversity. I mean, a lot of these guys didn't even fight back. He overwhelmed these guys, took him down or knocked them out early. This Theo Relayang is the only guy that fought back, made it through the first round, but again, just wilted under the pressure. I know that he can only do what he's supposed to do, which is finish these guys. But this guy has not fought anybody that could fight back, and I think he's in for a rude awakening against Ramiro Jimenez. He's 10-0. What I love about this guy is his last 3 fights were all on the same night. He won this tournament, and he absorbed some damage. So he goes into this fight against Tommy Garcia, and he's got a big black eye. But he got 2 finishes. So he goes the distance his first fight. Then he gets 2 finishes in the first round. I love him. He's a dog. He's an absolute killer. He finishes guys. And then I see face-offs, and I see Cuozzi, look smaller than I expected him to. And then Cuozzi looked like I'm just happy to be here. He took a selfie with Jimenez. Jimenez is ready to walk off stage, and Cuozzi's like, wait a minute. Goes and gets his phone, and Jimenez is like, what the actual F is going on here? Cuozzi looked happy to be here. Jimenez looked like, you are my meal ticket to get into the UFC. I thought I was going to like Jimenez when I watched the fights at the last tournament, but now I really like him because I'm not sure Cuozzi is ready for this. So the pick is going to be Jimenez on this one. Josh Hokit and Uriel. So Hokit, we'll start with Hokit. Big favorite here. He is going to wrestle, and what I like about him is he's just come out and said, why would I strike? I can wrestle, and I can take these guys down, and I can finish. And this guy can wrestle really, really good. His takedowns are great, and he can get finishes. He can get ground and pounds. He can get chokes. Not the best level of competition, but when you watch him, man, his takedown technique is really, really good. This guy had a stint in the NFL, and this is kind of your classic striker wrestler. Uriel, 6-1. Really good finishes the last 2 fights. His loss against Camacho, he almost had Camacho out of there a bunch and was working so hard to get the finish. He just got tired in the first. So when you're looking at this, don't think like, oh, he just got smoked. Like, he had Camacho in a lot of trouble. He just couldn't quite get the finish and got tired. So if it's going to be a finish by Uriel, it's going to be a strike on the feet. If it's going to be finished by Hokit, it's going to be on the ground. 2 big boys. I was surprised. I thought Hokit was going to be a little bit smaller than Uriel at face-offs. That was not the case. So I do like Hokit as the big favorite here. I think if he gets Uriel down once, this fight may be over. And even if Uriel gets up, he's going to have to use so much energy. Hokit's got good cardio. So Hokit's going to be the pick. Don't see this fight going the distance, especially after last week's disaster where guys were not going for the finish. I think you're going to see a lot of guys motivated to put on a show to get that contract. So Hokit will be the pick. Louis Lee Scott and Saikumar. So I did all the tape study, and I was ready to say, man, this is going to be an easy fade of this Indian fighter. And he is. He's not that good. This fight where he gets the finish against Adamu Isa was winning the entire fight until this crazy knee at the end. I mean, even the announcers were saying, like, oh, Saikumar can't figure him out. Not good competition, fraudulent 5-1, and he's lanky. I guess you could say he's got power because he's got some finishes, but the chin looks pretty weak to me. And I was ready to take Louis Lee Scott. I think his skill set is really good, solid everywhere. And then the guy misses weight. And the big red flag for me was he went to face-offs, and he looked so deflated, like he's dropping his head. And the big red flag here. So, like, if Scott comes out flat, like he blew his big opportunity, he's going to lose. Or you could say he's got one shot to get a contract, or maybe to get another chance, get a good finish. Maybe Dana says, hey, I can't give you a contract because you missed weight barely, but I'll bring you on next season. Or maybe Dana says, you got to fix your weight, but great finish. I don't know. Scott's back up is against the wall. It's how does he respond to adversity? How has he responded to adversity in the past? Well, he's undefeated. Body language, not a good look at face-offs at all from Scott. So I need to see what he looks like walking out to the octagon. If he looks deflated, it may be a sprinkle on on Saikumar. If he looks dialed in, it looks like he's got his head on straight and his corner did a good job getting him hyped for this fight. It's going to be Scott by finish. But can't make any predictions on this fight right now. I'm going to have to wait and see what this looks like going into the fight. So we mentioned $5 Tuesday over at Wager Talk. Every Contender Series night that we have, we're going to have a $5 play. That's going to be my Tuesday best bet. I wanted to wait till after face-offs. I'm glad because Scott missing weight was a big deal. But there is an absolute best bet that is on the board, and I love this one. $5 Contender Series best bet over at wagertalk.com. And also, we are going to be live every Tuesday for Contender Series. It's on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. You do not want to miss it. Contender Series is my favorite live show to do. It's hands down the best live show. And when you're coming off a week where Dana gets pissed off against the fighters because they didn't put on a show, you best believe these guys are going to put on a show. Think about it. Susarkayev put on an incredible performance on Tuesday. Dana gave him a fight on Saturday. You don't think these guys noticed, if I put on a good performance, I may even fight this Saturday. So I expect tonight to be an incredible night of fights. And join us. We'll root on this $5 play. We'll see if we can get some live bets in. But, it should be an incredible night. That's over at the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. Breaking down Holmes and Rowston, if you guys could hit the like button real quick, please. Really helps the algorithm out. Pretty short video here, so we're going to get you in and out. Brandon Holmes and Cam Rowston. So I'm going to start with Rowston here. So we've seen him before on Contender Series where he fought Torres Finney. We all know what Torres Finney's game is. Wrestling holds you down. Give Rowston credit. Goes out, wins a few. I like that he fought in Eternal MMA. I'm a big fan of those guys. He's slow on the feet, and that's a problem because Holmes is fast on the feet and a good striker. Where does Rowston have the advantage? Well, it's on the ground. But Rowston's going to have to improve that speed because Holmes is light years faster based on what I've seen. If Holmes can get to the chin, Rowston's toast. If Rowston can get it on the ground, look out because I haven't seen a whole lot from Holmes on the ground. And then they go to face-offs, and Rowston is gigantic. I mean way taller. Way taller. It's going to make it hard for Holmes to get to that chin. It'll make it easier for Rowston to have body control if he gets on top. So if there's a fight that could be boring tonight, it could be this one. It could be Cam Rowston just taking Holmes down and holding him there. Maybe it works for a finish on the ground. I think Rowston at plus money is not a bad little sprinkle here. So I could look stupid if Rowston's super slow and gets knocked out in the first, but if Rowston goes for the takedown and gets it, look out. He's got good top control, especially against a smaller opponent here. And we move on to the main event. Manuel Exposito and Jose Delano. A couple really good records here, 13-2, 15-3. Excuse me. I'll start with Delano. Dynamic striker. See some good finishes here. He does have rear naked chokes, but you see his finishes are mostly going to be strikes here. He is dynamic. That's why he's the big favorite. He's taller. I don't like this price on him. Exposito's a dog, man. And Exposito, here's another guy that can get takedowns. And he can work good control. He eats shots. But if he gets us to the ground, don't be surprised if he can have some control time against Delano. Here's another thing that happened at face-offs. So I expect fireworks in this one. These guys got the message last week because Exposito, it was either Exposito or Delano. Well, obviously, there's only two fighters. One of them was like, let's make it fight of the night. The other one was like, yep. So don't be surprised if these come out and put on a hell of a show. If Exposito gets takedowns, he's live. If they both come out swinging, then the odds are a lot closer to a pick 'em. Right now, at the time of recording, it's like minus 625. So that line is going to be crazy just because of Exposito's advantage in the ground game and the potential for this to be two guys swinging wild at each other. So Delano's the rightful favorite, but at minus 625, I'm not so sure. So should he win? Yeah, he should. But Exposito's strong. He's tough. He's durable. So it's going to be a pass on this one. In fact, if they don't get each other out of there early, this may be the fight that surprises everyone and goes the distance because they use a lot of energy early. Maybe they lose their finishing power outside of the first round. So it's kind of where I'm looking with some of those. But really, best bet is this $5 play that we have up at Wager Talk. So looks like fights are going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern, not 7 p.m. Eastern like they did last week, 8 p.m. Eastern. So join us on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. And we're going to have another great night watching the fights live. Hopefully we get some highlight finishes. I mean, last week, every week what we do is we award the BMF award, the bad mother, you know what. And then at the end of the season, we pick the BMF of the year. It's going to be hard to beat Susarkayev, who gets the knockout and then fights in the UFC next Saturday and gets the submission win. But we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing live betting. And most importantly, for all you long-term UFC bettors, we take notes on every fighter that gets a contract. So at the end of the season, we have notes on every fighter that we're going to see coming into the UFC. And when they get book fights, it makes researching these fights super, super easy. So join us over there, the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. Get that $5 play. Good luck on your bets, and we'll see everyone later. Bye.